Another method has been developed at the Agricultural Services and Training Center in Jos, Plateau State. Here, a large greenhouse of tomato has been used for the experiment, and a mosquito racket helps to depopulate the farm.
It flies off and then he hits it with the racket and it dies. It's very primitive, but you can, if you do this every day, every morning, every evening, then you can keep the population down. The main thing is to contain it. But if it gets out of hand, then I've had all of this 1 hectare of greenhouse full with tomato plants. There's about 30,000 tomato plants in here, and within 2 weeks, the tuta absoluta has destroyed everything. Wow. And then you just have to clean everything out, and try and clean the greenhouse somehow to sanitize the greenhouse, and then replant.
The Kaduna state government has also been busy.
This infestation happened last year on a smaller scale, but it was not documented, and when we came we didn't know about it until it hit us hard. Good enough, immediately the governor was briefed. He dispatched a team of officials to Kenya to go and seek for intervention, because we have it on authority that there is an extract of a plant that is effective against the developing stages of this moth. Unfortunately for us, the adults are not susceptible to any chemical. If you spray them within 3 hours, they develop resistance to that chemical.
As much as it is good news, at least a solution has been found. The cost of this solution may pose a challenge.
The insecticides are expensive, and of course the workforce I have to employ to try and keep it at bay. It's a devastating problem for tomato farmers.
Tomato farm owners and processors say this cost is really a discouraging factor.
By the time you don't support us to procure right chemical, right seeds, what do you want us to do? What do you see? It's just about that. When you are research on seeds, when there's need to get the right seed, heat, disease resistant, chemical to do, there's procedure. The one you apply before you farm, the one after you farm, you apply it. Then if at most, if the system change next year, it can affect more than 15% or 20% maximum.
NIHOT, however, warns against excessive use of chemicals and individuals working on solutions.
We have to look beyond chemical control. We have to start thinking about parasitoid. Larva egg parasitoid, we have to think about larva parasitoid. Unfortunately, NIHOT has been able to detect a parasitoid on a larvae, which has been identified as Apanthellis species. And so we're going to work on that to see if we can mass produce this Apanthellis species and release it all over the nation.
Farmers are asked to be vigilant in dealing with tuta absoluta.
The first thing a farmer must know is a farmer must be able to identify this tuta absoluta. A farmer must be familiar with the life cycle and the behavior of the pest itself. And then talking about hygiene, he has to remove any infested leaf. Farmers should not say, oh, I've taken my time to plant this, I don't want to take it off. You have to take it off. Take the leaves off immediately so that your farm will not become a breathing site for the insect. And then talking about how do we prevent development of resistance. I said there is no single magic solution. Insecticide is not a magic solution. No single insecticide must be sprayed at a point in time all through the life cycle. A farmer must have about 2, 3, 4 insecticides. Not mixture, I don't mean cocktail. You mustn't mix the insecticide together. But at week 1, a farmer should spray insecticide A. Week 2, it has to be insecticide B. Week 3, insecticide C. Week 4, insecticide D. And then rotate it all over. Not a single insecticide, because this insect has a way of developing resistance to a single insecticide. So that must be put in mind.
Tomato processors also suggest developing preservation facilities as a means to reduce losses of farmers. However, some farmers and marketers of tomato assure Nigerians that the dry season will soon be over.
The next propagating from August. One way propagate in August, we are going to harvest it in November, December. By God's grace, by that time, everything is going to be normal.
I don't think because of this disaster they can easily jump into other farming. What we just need is support from the government to assist the farmers and see what they can do so that this disaster does not continue.
There's always the question of the effect of tuta absoluta on human if consumed through tomatoes or any other affected crop. Well, the good news is that it does not harm the human system, but like Dr. Oke warned, deposits of chemical used to fight the pests in food could be very harmful, so there's need for expert advice in dealing with this deadly leaf miner. That's it on this episode of Big Story. Eat safe and see you next time. I'm Ine Thompson.